Alright, so in this one, I want to go over basically how part 1 of the anniversary, third anniversary, has been going so far. So, yes, part 1 does end tonight, basically, I think, because we did have that login bonus that the last day was today. So, it comes to the idea that, okay, that was a 10-day bonus, kind of part 1 subsiding, and we're getting to part 2 because we had the new data download, all the information, whatever the hell is coming later tonight with Gogeta Zenkai. So I figured, why not go over part 1, kind of talk about it, see if it's been good or bad, and kind of compare it to second anniversary, since that is the most recent one, and to see, well, if we've actually had better or worse. So, gonna just say it right now, Chrono Crystal wise, we are substantially destroying second anniversary. We have currently 13.5k, I believe it's a little bit more or less, depending, if you're old or new, but 13.5k for everyone to get in total. Now I'm talking with PvP reset, with all the raids, because the raids were announced in part 1, with all the raids coming and everything so far, we do have 13k crystals for free to get. I don't know, I think that's not including top grossing, but it could be. So that manner, we are shitting on second anniversary. Great. Then we got the story event, which has 2 equipments, and that, it's basically Let's Fight Stage 3, just a Hercule event. Just gives you friendship and whatever, and you should be doing it because it gives you rare medals, and rare medals are very important to this game with ultras and all that. But we have this event, basically a story event, which gives you decent equipment for GT, then an equipment for, I assume this is just overall future units? Yeah. Decent equipment for future units, and Hoi Poi coins have a drop there. Not substantial, but a drop nonetheless. But this is just going through it. I guess this is a continuation of the story from second anniversary. I didn't really care about it, but I guess it's the conclusion where, I don't know, Gogeta fights, and then Murzumasu fights him, something like that, whatever. An event, something new. Right, that's cool. So the Fierce Fight, The Legend of Goku, I will consider part of it, just because it came prior to Anniversary, and the only reason I consider it with Anniversary is because it is still active. And what I mean by that is this, you still have 6 times maximum, well, technically minimum, but you'll still have 6 times if you've been doing this every day to get your stars up on every single Goku. Obviously it's up to 15 times, so if you've been doing it every day, you skip ticket once a day, blah blah blah. You can get your stars up on Goku, and obviously giving us 6 free, given reskins, but free new units, with about 2 of them being alright, 1 being and then the rest being pretty shit. It is very nice to at least get something new and free, and with those Gokus, the good ones, by the way, are the God Goku. Hold on, let me just sort by order received. The God Goku, the Saiyan Saga Goku, and Super Saiyan 2 are alright. Super Saiyan is the pretty shit one. Super Saiyan 3 is okay, and Super Saiyan Blue is in between Super Saiyan 3 and Super Saiyan. He's but he's not great. He's not really going to be runnable. He's just a trophy at this point. You could run him, but you probably have better options with Vegeta Blue and everyone else that's come. And speaking of Vegeta Blue, first part of the anniversary is obviously the summons, the big part. Let me do my daily Zenkai thing here. Something big? Nope. But anyways, the first part of the anniversary is obviously the big part with the summons. Now, part 2, we probably won't have a summon of a new character. I assume part 3 / the ending of anniversary / next week, not this week, next week, we'll get a new unit to come out, like we got for Pikkon and Super Saiyan Kaioken to come out together. We'll get something like a All-Star banner with something related to this, maybe even not, because again, last year it was completely unrelated. Then we got a banner that was completely related with Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. So who knows what's coming for there. But here, technically, if you look at it, you do the math, you do have a higher chance to pull the LFs than you do to have the featured units be pulled. So, LF-wise, this is kind of great value for you. Featured characters being that it's the Zenkai LFs on this banner with Gohan. Presumably, Super Vegeta will get one soon. And Super Saiyan 3 Goku. UI Goku's alright. So on that one, it's pretty good banners. Banner units, rather. And then on this one, again, you have Merge Zamasu. Then you have Beerus, Zenkai, Frieza, Vegeta Blue. And then you have Gogeta Blue. Both of which are still very good. And then you had the banner units, which are Ice and Nova. And then Super Saiyan Blue Vegito. And the Super Saiyan 2 Kefla. So, were these banners good? No. These were glorified All-Star banners. And, well, you could even call them glorified UST banners. Anything, honestly. This is basically a normal banner with some tickets, and the tickets are your saving grace. Because they did fix the tickets from what they originally were to, back to what they are now. If we check the Z-Power list here, you have a 5% chance to pull the new LF, then 12.5, so basically a 30% chance to pull a new unit, and then a 12.5 per each featured unit. Then the other units are just baby rates, you're not going to really pull them often. But the whole point of it is, you have the higher chance to pull a new LF. Now, they used to have it where it was like a shittier rate, and they changed it. They used to have it in the beginning where it was like 20% chance, but it was only on tickets that these LFs were on, with LF Gohan, I believe, being a tip. I think he was a ticket exclusive, or it was Beerus, one of them. But they were a ticket exclusive unit. And they weren't on the regular banner with like Cell and Slug and whoever the hell was on that banner. But they were rather just on the ticket, but they had a 20% pull rate. Here, they're on the banner, and they have a 5% rate. I think it's a completely even system, but at this point of the game, we do need the rates for LFs to increase, especially with the introduction of Ultras. Incoming into, well, probably the summon pool one day soon. I would assume before the end of this year, we'll get an Ultra that's a summonable unit. So I do think they'll probably bump up the LF rates from this percentage they have now on the tickets to maybe 10%, then make the featured units, let's say, 20%, and then you'll have 50% chance to pull a new unit, because then you'll have an Ultra on the banner eventually, and then you'll have like a 0.5% chance to pull him. So it'll just even out, especially with Legends Limited not being its own rarity. It's just another form of a sparking where it does a cool animation with one card, basically. That's literally it. A Legends Limited is a glorified sparking. That's all they really are. Cool animation. That's all they have. But to go back into the events, summon-wise, we just kind of had... Okay, they were okay. You don't have to summon. It's not like a must-summon type of banner. It really isn't. Like this anniversary, you don't need these new units. Like if you have LF Gohan, cool. You'll shit on every single anniversary unit. You have LF Super Saiyan 3, same concept. Name it Goku, he can do the same. The top tier Zenkais don't care that these units have come out, and that's kind of a big negative to the game, but to the anniversary, it's kind of a big strike, because last year it was, Vegeta Blue, best unit in the game, even at 3 stars. Which, yes, I understand to some people it's like, oh, I don't want that, I don't want to have to pull a new LF. Well, what do you rather want? And this is a real question. It's not like a hypothetical, rhetorical question. It's a real question. What would you rather want? A stagnant 9 months of the same unit being number 1, or the meta changing every couple months to where, okay, this new unit's really good. This new unit's probably the best in the game. There's no real win to that question, because let's say you choose the secondary one, where it's like, okay, I want it to change them. I want like the best unit to change, and now, well, that means LF Gohan has to get power creep. Or they nerf Zenkais, but they're not going to do that because they just don't care enough. So the only real solution is power creep, which means you make Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, instead of being high S, I'll say, you make him the best unit in the game. You give him slap 150% more damage on him, you give him 20% more cut, give him type neutral whenever he comes in instead of covers in, and you give him card draw speed and then card draw speed on his main, you got him. He's done. Completely fine. He is LF Gohan on steroids, because Gohan goes neutral when someone's dying, or when someone is dead, and then you could just pop the main, go neutral. Same with Super Saiyan 3 Goku, just pop the main, go neutral. But imagine Gogeta had that infinitely, forever basically, which he has it very often now, But imagine he had more damage inflicted, he'd be LF Gohan. Even with his stats not being the greatest, he would be LF Gohan because he has such high damage inflicted. So it's like, there's a shift where it's, sure, I don't want these new units to be the best things in the game 24/7, but also don't want LF Gohan to be number 1 24/7, and we're in that pickle where it's like, well, there's not really a solution, like, because even my solution to where you nerf Zenkais, that's not a full-fledged solution, because you know what happens? Then Gogeta, Kid Buu, Gogeta Blue, Merge Zamasu, all these units become the best in the game. Then people are bitching because, oh, I have to pull the LF. There's no way to satisfy the whole community, right? Like, you just take what you can and just kind of go with it. There have been arguments to say these stagnant metas are good for the game because some people have pointed out, and I agree to an extent, Green Goku Black would not have been as great as he is now if Zenkais didn't exist. Now, people's argument for that doesn't really add up, but I'll try to explain it because there's a point to be made there. So, Green Goku Black, right? Why is he so great? Well, he's been on 1 million banners. You're going to pull him 1 billion times. And Zenkais exist. So, they gave Zenkai such broken abilities, and what that allowed was, okay, well now these featured units can be really fucking good, and now they have a chance to compete a lot longer and a lot more prolonged in the meta than prior units. For example, let's say, who wasn't that meta for that long? A new unit that wasn't that meta, that was before Zenkai. I'm trying to think off the top of my head here. Let's say, I can't think of anything. Let's say Red Transforming Frieza. Before Zenkais really were introduced, Red Transforming Frieza that goes into Golden. How meta was he? Not very meta. He was cool, he was alright, he wasn't even great. He wasn't that good. You know why? Because power creep. The next new units came out, washed them up. Now, it's also because LOE was kind of not thriving at the time, but my point stands that that meta of Zenkais being great allows for new featured units to be great. The meta where it was, oh, we have to power creep this new unit to this next new unit, it kind of makes all the other units that just came out swept under the rug because they're not as good as the newest, hottest summon unit. So, yeah, I don't know, it's a conundrum. They kind of dug themselves into a hole here where it's like, what do you want? You want your featured units to be alright, or you want your LFs to be the best things in the game and broken every single new LF? Because that's what we have with Namek Goku when he came out, that's what we have with Super Vegeta when he came out. We had that, we've been having it, and now we're at the point where it's 9 months of the same best unit in the game. You're not going to see him 24/7 anymore, you're more going to see LF Super Saiyan 3 than him. But it hurts and helps the game. I think it hurts it more than helps it because all they're really going for is a quick buck in revenue. And yes, I know Legends hit top grossing. They did not make #1 in the iOS or Google Play, Japan or USA, USA stores. They didn't hit #1 in either stores on both countries. So that was more of a pity #1. We've gotten that before. They gave us like 300 crystals, I think, when we hit it in several countries, but not 1K. I think that was for UI Goku or Gogeta and Broly, whatever it was. We got pity crystals. We got that again because it's anniversary, they feel bad. They're like, oh, we didn't make it. It's probably our own fault because we made these Zenkais so crazy. But again, it goes back to the argument where, okay, yeah, Zenkais are crazy, but it also allows units to last in the meta a lot longer, which is good for the value of the game. It's just that they have to work around the idea of, this unit's the best in the game, we have to have something a little bit below it, but something still crazy to where if we nerf Zenkais, he'll still, you know, be top tier. So like Rose, for example, let's go back to it, he'll still be top tier if they nerf Zenkais, but he'll probably be one of the best units in the game. And I assume they don't want that, right? Because they don't want your 1% to be the best, they want your LFs to be the best. They want you to summon more and more and more and more and more to start up your LFs. That's why people went so hard with Vegeta Blue last year, Super Vegeta first year. That's what they want. But that's my mini spiel about it. There's an argument to be made that this anniversary is good with the crystals, with the free units. That's great. Part 1 hasn't been the best content-wise, because look, what do we really have here? We have Rush That Reset, We have Ultra Goku, which has been here. Yardrat Goku, who probably will Zenkai soon. Champion bonus, which gives you 1k CC total in, 20 days, I think it was. Legend of Goku event. And then this story event. Then we had no EX Zenkai come out, because we had Future Gohan recently. Nothing here, and nothing here. And we have a new co-op, which no one really cares about. And Tournament Power Refresh, which again, isn't really a mode, because you just click one button, you make your team, and then you're done. You just wait and wait and wait. So, part 1 of Anniversary, let me compare it. I would say this one gets a 7 out of 10. Why? Good crystal distribution. Again, from what we know, this is every crystal we know that's coming out. 13k. That's all we know so far. There's obviously going to be more. They said there's going to be the most amount they've ever given out in the celebration. So what we know so far, with all the raids, with PvP, 13k. Great. Awesome. The Legend of Goku event, I do consider part 1 of the anniversary, so yes, it does help it. The units aren't great. If they were a little better, I would probably rate it better, but they are sub-options, except for maybe God Goku's better than probably LF Beerus, in my opinion, but that's a take that some people don't agree with, so they're alright units, they're fun, and they're free, so what can you really complain about? Story event, I don't really care about it, don't care for it. The equipments are cool. Hoi Poi rates are ass. If the Hoi Poi rates were better, I would love it, but it's alright. And then, the summons themselves, that kind of hurts it. It would probably be higher if we just had the 2x step, or we had a free step at the end of this, right? Because they have the predatory method where you do a rotation, you'll always end up with 1 ticket left over. And if you don't know psychologically how this works, and this is like a proven fact, if you see something left over, you'll feel more inclined to finish it than to leave it. So if you have 0 out of 5, you won't feel inclined to go back into the banners, even if you're missing something. But if you see that 1 out of 5, you'll be like, I had that chance, I got that chance to pull him, I got that chance to pull my Zamasu, let me go back in. Psychologically, that's what they're doing with it. It's very predatory. I really dislike how they do that. But it's the system that they're working with, and I mean, if they're going to continue it, good for them. But obviously the double rate step, the free step, should not have been thrown away and gave us basically a glorified normal-ass banner. Step-up banners are trash this year, just saying. And double LFs are really hard to get because, well, it's double LFs. Even though they have good rates to pull on, still double LFs. And to compare, by the way, since I am comparing to 2nd anniversary, the banners there were a lot better. The events there were a lot less content-wise, so we had a lot less Chrono Crystals coming in, but the banners were better to pull. The units maybe weren't the greatest, because Super Saiyan 4 Goku was okay, Omega was good, Zamasu was good. Actually, I'd say the anniversary feature units were as good as they are this year. Some were okay, some were very good. So, I would give 2nd anniversary part 1 a 5, because the lack of content, lack of Chrono Crystals, lack of literally everything. We also had a raid for this anniversary and last anniversary, but no one really cared about last anniversary because that shit died instantly. This one actually incentivizes you with the Hoi Poi, getting Legends Limited Z power for free. Like, there's a lot more incentive to this anniversary than last one, which, again, with them telling us, oh, we're going to get this much Chrono Crystals, a lot more than any other we've ever given in the past, I would hope there's a lot more incentive, right? But from what we know that's coming from part 2, it's just that free sparking you get to pick, Gogeta Zenkai, and I guess we'll see tonight with the data download and all that. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think of part 1 of the celebration so far. Let me know if you guys think something hype is coming for part 2. Obviously, it wouldn't be this week. Maybe an EX Zenkai, perhaps this week, but I just think Gogeta and some events are coming. But let me know what you guys think. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the Zenkai 7, 1400%, 14 stars, Super Saiyan, well, base to Super Saiyan, Gogeta showcase. See you guys in the next one.